OpenAI just built its own chip. On Tuesday, at a conference called Hot Chips, they showed benchmarks where their new inference chip, called Jalapeño, beat Nvidia's flagship Blackwell system on power efficiency and speed. Nvidia found out at the same conference you did. Sam Altman spent a year quietly co-designing silicon with Broadcom. The world's biggest AI buyer decided their own supplier was too expensive and built a way past them. Read the sentence again. The wholesale price of AI is about to fall, and most business owners are one contract signature away from missing the drop. If you are about to renew any annual AI vendor deal this week, stop, read the escape clause. I will show you why in about 90 seconds. Here is what happened. OpenAI's head of hardware, Richard Ho, walked on stage and shared third-party benchmarks from a firm called SemiAnalysis. Their test rig, InferenceX, measures two things a business owner should care about: tokens per user, which is how fast you get an answer, and throughput per kilowatt, which is how much AI work you get per unit of electricity. Jalapeño won on both, against the current champion, Nvidia Blackwell. The word inference matters. Inference is the part where the model answers a question you already asked. Every ChatGPT reply, every AI email draft, every customer service bot, all inference. Training is the other half, where the model learns in the first place. Nvidia still owns training. OpenAI just grabbed inference. Roughly 90% of the money you spend on AI, once you are actually using it, is inference. Training is a one-time cost. Inference is every day, forever. OpenAI just designed a cheaper way to run every day, forever. Here is the headline answer. Yes, the wholesale price of AI is going to drop. No, it is not dropping this week. Jalapeño ships in tiny volumes at the end of 2026, with real volumes arriving in 2027. Any annual AI contract you sign today is priced against a scarcity that starts breaking next year. Before I get into what to do this week, one thing. Subscribe if you want the next chip, model, or pricing shift to find you the day it lands, instead of finding you on an invoice 3 months later. Every OpenAI hardware update gets covered here the day it drops. The pinned comment on this video has the copy-paste checklist for the 4 questions to ask any AI vendor before signing. And the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community, is where the running list of which AI contracts to renegotiate lives and where I answer when a vendor won't budge. Link in the description, free to join. Right, back to the money. Here is the strongest proof, and the one nobody in the news roundups talked about. Jalapeño did not win on raw speed. It won on throughput per kilowatt. Read the sentence twice. A data center pricing story is wearing a hardware costume. The reason your API bill is high is not that Nvidia chips are slow. It is that Nvidia chips burn electricity, and electricity is the actual bottleneck on how many AI answers per hour a data center can sell. Cut the power draw and you can sell more tokens per hour from the same building. So the price cut, when it lands, will not come from Nvidia getting cheaper. It will come from OpenAI serving more customers out of the same square footage. Same electricity bill, more revenue. Now the practical question. Who gets squeezed first? Not Anthropic, not Google. They both have their own chip programs. Google has been running its own TPUs for years, and Anthropic has a deal with Amazon for custom silicon. The 3 big model providers are all pulling the same trick. The people who get squeezed are the middlemen, GPU rental companies, the agencies that mark up API access and resell it as an AI service. Anyone whose whole business is buying Nvidia at retail and selling AI at more than retail. Their margin sits in the gap between what an OpenAI credit costs you and what raw compute costs them. The gap is about to shrink towards zero. If your business currently pays an agency $5,000 a month for an AI service that is mostly wrapping the OpenAI API, the price has an expiration date, not this week, but sometime in the back half of next year when Jalapeño hits real volume and OpenAI decides how much of the saving to pass on, the invoice starts looking ridiculous. Here is the trap. Nvidia is going to fight back. Blackwell's successor is already on their roadmap, and they have a full year to answer. There is also a real chance OpenAI pockets the entire margin instead of passing it to you. They are under zero obligation to make your API bill cheaper, but their competitors are not idiots either. If OpenAI keeps the margin, Anthropic and Google both have a window to undercut them and take share. The competitive pressure is what forces the price down, not the goodwill of any one company. So what do you actually do this week? 3 moves. 1. Any AI vendor contract on your desk with a term longer than 12 months, do not sign it. Send it back and ask for a 6-month term with quarterly repricing. If they say no, they know a price cut is coming. 2. Write a note in your operations doc right now that says reprice all AI services after Jalapeño ships in volume. Put a calendar reminder for February 2027. When it fires, get 3 quotes. 3. If you use an agency that resells AI, ask them what happens to your bill when OpenAI's own silicon halves their token cost. Watch their face. The answer tells you if they are a partner or a middleman. Want to check I am not making the timeline up? Open the TechCrunch Jalapeño article right now. Look at the paragraph with Richard Ho's deployment timeline. Small volumes end of 2026, real volumes 2027. The timeline proves the 90-day patience play, not me telling you. One more before you close the tab. The winner nobody is naming is Broadcom. They co-designed the chip with OpenAI over the past year. Every big AI company that follows OpenAI's move needs a hardware partner to co-design their own silicon, and there are maybe 3 companies on Earth who can do it at that level. Broadcom is one of them. If Nvidia's inference moat is cracking, Broadcom's design moat just got wider. 2 years ago, only Google and Amazon had custom AI silicon. Now OpenAI does. The little guy is not there yet, but the direction is set. AI is moving from a Nvidia rental market to a fleet of custom chips owned by whoever runs the workload. The fleet undercuts the retail market, and the retail market is what your competitor is still paying for. Move first. Next up, the Broadcom breakdown and why their stock chart already told you the shift was coming.